Happens next. Look at that loss column on either side. 0 and 0. Both undefeated. Thomas, bring them in.
Live worldwide on DAZN, it's a rematch and battle of the undefeated. Let's now welcome to the ring our main event participants. First, from Spain, Cristobal, Lorente.
Como al tiempo, lo que se fueron mi niña más roto, por lo que están, lo que estuvieron mientras a nosotros. Yo sé que soy esto de mí, esto va por nosotros. Y quién está cuando no hay nada en la mesa, cuando todo se pone gris, noche llorando en la pieza. Sé lo que hace ir el pez más gordo no presa, papá me queda una bala.
So 6 months on, back comes the Barcelona boxer who put such a titanic final 6 rounds together to cling on to his European crown. He's still undefeated. Cristobal Lorente, under the promotional guidance of the brilliant Kirky family, making his way in for the 24th time. He's tough, he's skillful, he's proven, and he's desperate, Barry, to make sure this time round.
Yeah, he'll know what, that he has to start faster this time, and that gives him the incentive now to really put a foot on the gas early. He showed you plenty of energy late in the fight. If he can just stop the movement of Collins really, really early, then he has a big chance, of course. This is a fight that's very winnable here for Lorente.
And now let's welcome to the ring the defending champion from Scotland, Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins.
It's a huge night in the engaging 7.5-year career of the nightmare Nathaniel Collins, potentially the heir apparent for Scottish boxing, and like Lorente, still unbeaten, but he's determined. He thinks this is a revenge mission. He is intending to do it differently and slickly this time around. He went through horrendous hospital treatment a couple of years ago. It's fabulous to have him back. Can he go on, win this, and become a world champion for Scotland? This is so vital tonight at 29.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our featured bout. It is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the WBC Silver Featherweight Championship, and it is also a final eliminator for the WBC Featherweight World Title. Brought to you by Frank Ward for Queensberry, in association with OPI since '82, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red, Unibet, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, and Global Next Trade. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge John Swanson, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Domingo Matas. The judges are Barry Lindenman, Victor Laughlin, and Giovanni Poggi. Our referee in charge will be Mark Lyson. And now, boxing fans joining us live worldwide, and boxing fans here in Glasgow, Scotland, the hour of truth has Introducing first the challenger. Fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing red with white and weighed in officially at 124.5 pounds. Coming to us from Barcelona, Catalunya, Spain, he brings an undefeated record with 20 wins, 3 draws, 8 of his 20 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 2 in the world by the WBC, please welcome the undefeated former Spanish and EBU European featherweight champion, Cristobal Lorente. And his opponent across the ring in this main event, he is the defending champion, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing green, gold, and black, and weighed in officially at 125.4 pounds. Hailing from right here, Glasgow, Scotland, he is undefeated with 17 wins, 1 draw. 8 of his 17 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 1 in the world by the WBC, here is the undefeated former British and Commonwealth champion, and tonight, the reigning and defending WBC silver featherweight champion, Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins.
Okay, boys, I've already spoken to you both. You know what I expect. Stay professional, obey my commands, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Quiero uno pelea limpia. Obedece mis órdenes. Protege todo momento. Touch gloves, boys.
Well done, Mark Lyson. Fabulous to see the linguistic skills. Now, normally with vital rematches, it's repeat or revenge. Not here. No European featherweight title on the line. Liam Davis won that a few weeks ago. No win or loss to counter. A draw in October. What happens next in this latest installment of Collins and Lorente, the final eliminator, to meet the outstanding Bruce Shoo Carrington for that green and gold WBC belt. And it's the green and gold of the southpaw Collins from Bearsden in Glasgow, the all-red of the Spaniard, who's a year older at 30. They're brilliantly matched, Carl.
Yeah, they are, but just before we start, Mark Lyson speaking in Spanish with his own accent was absolutely fantastic. I love that. But this is a great fight, it really is. And the first one was maybe one of the fights of the year, and one of the best fights that I've seen anyway live from ringside.
You enjoyed it, Barry, didn't you?
Yeah, and we talk about rematches not living up to the first fight quite often. It's because you think more in the second fight, because you know what you did wrong, or you're more gung-ho, or how hard it was, so you know you have to adapt with that. But with guys like this who can punch their weight, but they're not massive punchers, but they certainly have power, I think they'll commit again. You see a little bit more of a smarter approach here from Collins. They can just try and work his way in. No, he had trouble with those long levers, Lorente, at times.
And what I will say about Collins as well, yesterday on the scales he looked really good, and that's something that I've talked about in previous fights, where he looks dry and really tight on the scales, but he looks to have done everything right this time and made it much more comfortable.
How is that difference made?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe just maybe they were changing things. I mean, when you were looking at that last fight, it's almost like they were trying to knock Lorente out and going for power. Maybe they've been doing less weights in the gym, and it's been easier to come off that way. Maybe he's just been doing it by calorie counting, like the old-fashioned way that people do, but I think he looked much better anyway.
I think that's a really good point, Barry, that at the initial press conference he was saying, Nathaniel Collins, that he wanted to box and utilise his skills, and he was getting a little bit too over-eager with the power shots.
He was, but he was having success when he was aggressive as well. Let's not forget that. He was. I mean, for me, the biggest problem was his exit route. When he actually throws the shot, Lorente fired back, and it's something he wasn't used to with previous opponents. So rather than go back in straight lines, you've got to take that semicircle in the body and move around that with his retreat, and then he has a chance to go again.
Can Lorente start quicker this time? He's got those long arms, the awkward style. He got better and better as the fight went on for his European defence. He's a tough customer, and Collins will be very wary of him. And they applaud in that corner.
Well, Lorente works off a jab, and it's nice and long, and that's where most of his success comes from. But when you're up against a fast southpaw, it's difficult to get that jab into place.
Listen, Nathaniel, too far out, right? I see the streets and you need to counter him in the first and third. You need to fling your first shot, let him lean over, then catch him in the second shot, okay? But distance made too far out, right? What does he need fuck over it?
He's not leading, Bennett.
Sorry? Listen, the cut of shots at the end.
He wasn't leading.
Aye, the cut of shots at the end there, he's counting you back. Let's steal around because nothing's happening, okay? You just need to be there busy with the feet, letting the shots go, keep the shots straight. Change the height of the backhand.
Welcome back, the olive green colour of Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins, the 29-year-old from Bearsden, Johan Senior and Junior. It's a wealth of talent in that ring, Scottish royalty in boxing terms. We've had so many great fighters: Ken Buchanan, Jim Watt, Gary Jacobs, Scott Harrison, Drew Doherty, Alex Arthur, who's here tonight, Willie Limond, of course, we remember. Two modern greats in Ricky Burns, 3-weight champion, and of course, our own Josh Taylor tonight, one of the pound-for-pound kings. So many Scottish warriors. Nathaniel Collins, can he add his name to that list?
I don't see why not. I mean, it's a tough featherweight division at the minute with the champion in Shushu County, a really good fighter. But Nathaniel Collins, is someone that I've liked for a long time. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, beautiful work there with the left hand, the southpaw of Collins that's won in the British and Commonwealth titles, but it's the former European champion in front of him who's hardened and effective.
It was that foot that got him that shot there. He didn't step on the outside, he just slid that right foot on the outside there, Collins.
As you can see, he's being more disciplined here, not being greedy. When he lands a shot, that's enough. And then he go back to the middle of the ring and start doing it again. This is some smart stuff here, I think, from Collins, we're seeing.
But the funny thing is, I like it when he throws in combinations.
Yeah, me too.
Because he throws up and down. It's hard to read, isn't it?
Yeah. I think.
Good right hand from Lorente. Back comes Collins, just warming up here in the second round. He's got that herky-jerky style, the Spaniard, and just gets clocked again. But he's normally had a pretty good chin. He's durable. He's busy.
He's found his range a bit here, Collins, quite quickly. I think he's struggled in the first round just to get the distance, but he sort of adapted quite well here.
Head's coming close there, just busted up around the nose area. Collins, and a good shot again from Lorente.
You see what Lorente's trying to do is, anytime Collins commits with anything more than a jab, he's trying to counter. He didn't there for the first time, but normally it's a 1-2 and he'll throw back, or maybe a 1-2-3, but Lorente then throws back and he feels like that's his chance to land.
That's better from Collins. You see the little movement of the feet, just took himself over to the left-hand side a little bit there. But I think you're right. I think that was a problem with the last fight. Collins coming back in straight lines and not used to a guy throwing back. And shipping a few shots.
And like you said, Barry, I like him when he's being more aggressive and he's throwing a lot more punches. But just been speaking to a few people around today, and I think that the impression I'm getting is the team thought he was fighting Lorente's fight more so than his own.
Yeah, I think he definitely wanted to go back to the natural boxing southpaw skills that he's shown us at times, Nathaniel Collins. But Lorente, his game plan too, different this time around. They've now shed 14 rounds. But they know each other well. And it's an intriguing fight. How about this one for you? Benavidez and Zerno. May the second's a busy night in boxing. So much happening on the zone. Cinco de Mayo showdown. WBA, WBO World Cruiserweight titles. David Benavidez, Zerno Ramirez, live from Vegas. A Nue Nakatani night. Connor Walker, Sam Eggington night. We can't be in three places, Carl.
No, we can't. I don't know what I'm doing that night yet, Adam. Do you?
Were you watching it on the zone or you're commentating or
Either
both?
one or the other, yeah.
Barry, how about you? Fancy being everywhere, don't you?
Always working, mate. Always working. Go back to like fighting Lorente's fight. It only becomes Lorente's fight when he's busy. After he throws, when he holds his feet or comes back in straight lines. If he throws in combinations and then exits to the left or the right, Lorente's still looking for you. He's not being able to fire back. I think that would be the change that I would have made.
Rather than stand in front of him,
I think so, yeah. And rather than do this as well, I thought you won that last round there for me, Collins, but you're still waiting, aren't you? You might get caught with the shot, you're looking hoping you're quicker, but when he throws it, you got a nice throw to his rhythm, Collins, when he lets his hands go in combinations. It's just what you do after that. It's his fight or your fight.
Tight first 6 minutes, but Collins edging it on Carl's unofficial card. Very close to the first round. I think agree with Barry and Carl that he might have just nicked that, Collins, but it really is going to be hard for these judges, and it may be very close again. Can Collins in fight number 19 just employ a better strategy? Remember, he ticked off the first half of the fight. It really exploded, didn't it, in the 6th round?
Yeah, he did.
A cracking round.
And that's when Lorente in the second half came back into it. And I think I scored the last fight by a round of Collins. But look, it was one of them ones that draws probably a fair result. But we know Lorente's got an engine. And we know that Collins can dig in if he has to.
Got a good team as well, Lorente, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. Let me just look at the team. Who's the team, Adam? Sandor Martin, sorry, yeah, sorry.
Sandor's in there, and Christian Kirky.
You got an awful memory, because you pointed him out to me.
I did point him out, and I had it.
Literally 7 minutes ago.
We can't, let's not talk about my punchiness.
And the Kirkys as well, the kings of Italian boxing. They've got Lorente. They felt he won last time, so they've got high hopes, ambitions of taking this WBC spot against Bruce Carrington. So although they're away again, second time in Scotland, they've got the game plan, and they believe that they will be the victors over the 12 rounds by hook or by crook.
But this is not the right game plan for him. About 30-40 seconds ago, he jumped into an attack, Lorente, and he landed with the 1-2. There wasn't a lot on them, but he landed with them, and I think he should get a bit of bounce to his step, make him look like a herky-jerky style. Make it hard for Collins to read him. And because he has that reach, he'll sometimes get a surprise attack on Collins and try and be first.
Yeah, just out of range with that jab, not really being effective with it. Again, heads bumping together.
There's been a work though from Lorente, nice body shot.
I know he's got a long jab, Lorente, but he leans, doesn't he, when he's throwing, and that gives Collins an opportunity to counter, which he hasn't done too much of up to this point anyway.
No, he's patient, isn't he? Much more so tonight, Nathaniel Collins.
And that's what I mean with Lorente. When he jumped in with the 1-2, he didn't have to, you can't lean forward if you jump in, can you? Keeps you in that neutral stance.
Yeah. Bit better from Lorente, end of the third. Sandor Martin in there. Very, very good fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, great fighter. Very good fighter. One of Spain's best. One of Spain's best ever. It's not a real historic country in terms of the boxers that they produce. Kiko Martinez, obviously one of the guys that I fought is probably the king of Spain, I would say, in terms of the boxing royalty.
He was pretty good, wasn't he?
He wasn't bad, Kiko. Yeah, what a hard man.
Yeah. Always an exciting fight as well, Kiko Martinez. Different style, this guy, Cristobal. Lorente's had 23 fights, he's won 20 of them. 3 draws, which is a bit odd, 1 early in his career and 2 in title fights.
Yeah, it is a bit strange, isn't it? No defeats though, and so he can still officially call himself an undefeated fighter up until this point. But one of those draws obviously coming to Nathaniel Collins in the last fight.
Into the fourth, Crowder a little quiet.
It's too cagey, isn't it? I think that's, in fights like this, it makes you more anxious as the fight goes on, because you might be nicking around, but you're not sure. So even though Collins wants to keep that little bit in the tank for later in the fight and doesn't want to be undisciplined, and I understand all that, he's still got to be busy.
7 each on the jabs landed. It's a tight affair. See there that Lorente's thrown a lot, but the power punch is just in favour of Collins, who's probably ahead on the cards, but maybe not by much. And 3 different angles around ringside. Good jabs from Collins. Not sure how many clean shots Lorente's landed. A bit better again. It's just very, very tight, this.
Yeah, Collins has just fell short a few times, and it's allowed Lorente to counter him. Again, you got to be careful you don't go away from the game plan. But I heard that's a better shot. I heard Joe Ham actually saying that at the start, at the end of round 1, that you're falling a little bit short. You're not close enough when you're letting the hands go.
There's the combination. Scottish fans like that.
And then he moved around the target naturally with the shots and made it a little bit harder for Lorente to fire off him. Because that's what he likes to do, as Carl already said. He likes to fire off your punches. Good shot there from Collins.
Yeah, good shot from Collins, and it woke Lorente up, who tried to snap in a couple of quick combinations himself. There's the jab, but are these scoring punches?
I'm not sure. It's difficult, Adam. I mean, up until this point, unless something big happens, I mean, a good 5 seconds could win you this round because it's that close. Not a lot going on.
But Collins, for me, in this round, is the only one who's really landed with anything.
Yeah, I suppose.
Lorente doesn't throw the long right hand, and it's weird. He likes to let you go when you come into him, but he's usually throwing it from range.
From distance, I agree. Doesn't let it go at all.
One from the nose of Collins. A bit more intensity into the round. That was a decent shot, and leg just went of Lorente, but he's hunting down Collins again at the end of this one. A huge fight night ahead on DAZN, and there's a new way of watching them. Sign up to DAZN Ultimate. Bundle every pay-per-view and all DAZN's regular subscription events for one great price. It's unmatched value for every fight fan. DAZN Ultimate. Tonight, the action has been thick and fast, really good fights and prospects. Royston Barney-Smith, very impressive earlier. John Joe Carrigan too. Sam Gilly with a terrific performance. And now what happens here at the main event? Nathaniel Collins, Cristobal Lorente. Tough one to score. You've got Collins nicking it. Probably just about right, Cole.
Yeah, I mean, all the rounds have been close, haven't they? So it is a difficult one to score. You know, I imagine as a judge here might have Lorente in front because they have been that close. But just for me, Collins will be doing the neater work and the slightly more eye-catching stuff.
I much prefer him when he starts bending his legs, Collins. It gives Lorente a different look, which means he has to go looking more for the target because this is just an eye change. And gives him a bit of rhythm to jump, bounce back up and throw a shot, and also a different angle when he bends those legs to look up.
You mentioned it earlier as well, I think, Barry, but when he, rather than the southpaw, normally trying to take a step outside, Lorente's foot is actually in the better position here, and he's coming to the outside. That's the first time now. I keep contradicting myself, but normally Collins' foot is going to the inside, yeah, which typically a southpaw doesn't do, but he's been landing some shots when it has happened.
There's the jab of Lorente opening up with a combination as well. Sticking to the script, Collins not getting too involved. He was 115, 113 up on one card. down the same way on the other, and 114 each on the third card. That's how close it was last time. Collins felt he absolutely deserved it, but I spoke to the Spanish team afterwards, and they believe they were robbed. So could we be on to another controversial one again?
I think robbery is a strong term to use from the Spanish team. It was a tight fight.
I thought it was.
It was extremely tight, and I actually gave it to Collins by a round, but
yep.
I didn't really complain too much about a draw.
I thought he won 2 men of the earlier rounds, but the 6th is when it lit up. And that's what we sort of need here. This is better from Lorente.
If you get a draw away from home, we all think most people deem it as a win, don't they?
Yeah.
And they can use that as saying you got robbed, but it wasn't a robbery. But this fight's going to start being very, very, very tricky for each one of them. But they're going to know this close, and they're going to get to that halfway stage, and who takes the risk to really push the pace and try and take control of the fight, or do they not?
Look at that from Lorente as the Spanish corner alongside us yell out, and Collins just losing his shape slightly, not quite as accurate. Finishing the rounds well, Lorente might be catching the eyes of the judges. This is close.
Yeah, it is close.
Right, listen. Do you know you're in a world title eliminator? Do you know that? Aye. You try to no swear, right? But get a finger at your fucking arse. You understand me, okay? Because you're doing nothing there, alright? Okay. I need you, every time you get a bit of success, you come into the next round and you start to go to sleep a wee bit, alright? He's outworking you, doing nothing, alright? Any problems? You feel it? No. Well, start sharpening up then. Start going to work. He seems to hit you with one shot and you're stopping. Don't let him reset.
Well, they're really not happy in that corner. They're trying to wake him up. They're asking if something's wrong with him. To be fair, I think he is going to sleep at times. I think he's taking Lorente back into the back end of rounds. And you've got to remember, guys, that Nathaniel Collins was well up at this stage in the first fight.
He was.
And now it's really tight.
Yeah, and all the information he got there in the corner was correct. I mean, there was the previous round of that was a good round for Collins, I thought, and then it's almost like they said in the corner, he's went to sleep here. And for me, Lorente, nothing happened really in the last round, but Lorente just about done enough to win it. And I think it was down to Collins' lack of effort, really.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It was, yeah, it just seemed to not, I mean, just not keep that momentum going, isn't it? You see here, there, no, more jabs from Lorente, throw more, landed a bit more, and more power shots landed as well. According to the box, top of the box.
Oh, good shot from Collins! Where did that come from? In the 6th round, which was the humdinger session in October, and now we have a shift in the plot. Advantage Nathaniel Collins with one beautiful punch.
That was a great shot from Collins. And I think, I actually initially thought Lorente was going to try and say there was a slip, even though the punch landed. But the feet tangled too, but it was the shot more than anything else that put him down.
Will Collins follow up? He has woken up after the corner talk. And now Lorente tries to take the action back into the neutral corner and chase Collins down again. Got to be careful, the Spaniard, that he doesn't overcommit.
He's trying to walk onto the shot with me, Collins. He knows he's not seriously hurt Lorente, but it was a good shot. He's just trying to cleverly walk him onto a punch again here.
Yep, nice shot again from Collins, looking for these counters. This is a real improvement in the 6th round. Back comes Lorente. I tell you what, we might have another cracker. What is it about this round number 6?
There's an uppercut there from Lorente as well. Collins having to just tie him up a little bit.
And that might be enough for the fight to kind of take off here. Lorente having received that knockdown, but being okay and good enough to go again and be brave. This might be the start of this fight, really. Good stuff from Collins.
Yeah, it's an excellent round, isn't it, for Nathaniel Collins. Needed to reassure his corner and these fans. And he's found the knockdown when he needed it. Just wading in Lorente.
He's given Lorente confidence here. A good shot from Lorente.
Yep.
He's asked for that, Collins.
Yeah, he's caught him here at the back end of the sixth. Last 20 seconds, and now it's Collins who seems hurt in another dramatic sixth round. History repeating itself, and Lorente is throwing everything at Nathaniel Collins, who suddenly you feel needs the bell. Extraordinary stuff. Lorente on the floor, but the last 45 seconds looked like he was bossing it.
Stay calm. Lovely shot. Countered with that shot, perfect, okay? Listen, see when he starts to run at you like that. One single shot, then tie him up. Don't just start lifting him.
How can you come up with all of that again in the very same sixth round?
I have no idea. I have no idea. And the fact that, I mean, after that good shot, a sharp shoot, you know, kind of a sharp one. Lorente wasn't really hurt. He got up and recovered quickly, but it was a great shot. And you're just thinking, Ray, maybe this is the moment Collins takes over. But the bravery shown from Lorente is incredible. The guy's, he's a bit of a machine, non-stop, very brave, doesn't care about getting hit, doesn't care about taking risks. And for the last minute of that round, Collins was under a lot of pressure.
Second half of what's again becoming a fascinating watch. Rematch between Nathaniel Collins and Cristobal Lorente. They did it all 6 months ago. They fought to that tight draw. Who's going to go home the winner tonight? Lorente on the floor in the sixth round, but what a finish. And we know he comes on strong, as he's proved time and time again as a former European champion.
That's a tip of the road there, because he gets the knockdown, which is 10-8. But if you think Lorente won the round, then that becomes effectively 9-9. No, you can't score a round 9-9. It gets taken away at the end of the fight. But when Cal puts the scorecard on, if he thinks Lorente won that round, then you have to deduct the point now.
Juicy body shot going in from Lorente, just trying to stun Collins again, who looked disorganised at the end of the sixth round, having had that success.
Well, he was right not to jump on Lorente, because Lorente wasn't really hurt, but he tried to walk him on the shot, just waited too long, and gave Lorente confidence.
He just won't go away, will he, Lorente?
No, he won't. It was just a little bit strange as to what happened in the last round, because it didn't look like to be a particularly big shot that landed, but Collins was definitely hurt with something, and Lorente knew about it as well, because he was on him like a rouse. And
he's targeting the body, Lorente. I know you said that Collins looked much better at the weigh-in, but I wonder if they think he is tied at featherweight. It's such a major event, this.
I'll tell you something,
for both of them. Look at this scar. Look at Carl's card.
I was going to say it's a closer fight than it was the first time around to the halfway stage.
Is 9-9 correct? I don't even know how he left that.
It's a 10-point must system, so it'll be 10-8, but you could, I think they could deduct a point. I mean, it was certainly, if you felt it was Lorente's round.
I thought he won the last minute was so in favour of Lorente.
They took the point on a judge's scorecard. They took the point at the end of the fight, so it would be 10-8, and then they would take that point away from Collins, which would make it 9-8. Sorry,
9-8 round. Yeah, because he didn't. Yeah. I have no idea.
Or 10-9, it's a 10-point must. Anyway, it's close, very close at the halfway mark, and we know that Lorente, who's coming on strong again, did this last time out and finished with real force and purpose. I remember Christian Kirky saying to me, he doesn't look all that Lorente, but he's a really hard guy. He trains frenetically well, and he's awkward, skillful, gangly.
Awkward, skillful, gangly, yeah, 3 ways I would describe him as well. And he does have a little bit of an awkward style, because the punches are long, but they come from awkward angles as well. And he punches when you don't expect him to punch.
But his rhythm's hard to read, and you're seeing that here with Collins.
He won that round, and there's a spring to his step, Cristobal Lorente.
Tranquilo. Suéltalo poco a poco.
There's Sandor and his dad in the corner, and over here it's the Ham team, senior there and junior. And they've got to wake Nathaniel Collins up again. I just spoke to Josh Taylor off camera. He feels a bit flat, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does. And the atmosphere in here, I mean, the crowd are picking up on it too. They're not that noisy. It's normally a little bit better, the atmosphere in this place, but maybe they're getting a little bit uneasy. And Lorente, whatever you think, he's at least in this fight anyway. It's very, very close.
I think he's very much in this fight in those red trunks. Cristobal Lorente, the 30-year-old from Barcelona. The orthodox man against the southpaw from Bearsden in Glasgow, who had that twisted bow, that horrendous hospital treatment a couple of years ago that just sidelined his boxing for a while, but he came back. He's done ultra marathons. Nathaniel Collins, he's whipped himself into great shape again, and he's undefeated and a real hope for Scottish boxing. Can he deliver these rounds effectively, or will Lorente stride away with this?
I'll tell you what Lorente did really well in that last round was throw the right hand long for the first time. And how effective was he? I thought he was really good with that long right hand. I think Collins was not wanting to make mistakes like he did in the last fight. It's just calmed up a little bit with his work. I think he can still be as busy. It's just what he does. Again, go back to the same point. It's his exit. You got to do that semicircle on the body and work that. Use that to get out of the way. I mean, still do the work. Be busy. When he jabs to the body and goes down and over the top with the left hand and back again, and he changes the levels of each shot, he's hard to read, Collins, and he gives him momentum to come forward and then spin off.
And just again as well, I'm noticing the feet of both guys have the great body shot.
And that's the target, obviously, from the Spanish team, to crack in these body shots and test that featherweight making of Nathaniel Collins. And if he is a little off pace, a little flat tonight, they want to take advantage of this. They've got confidence now, the Lorente team.
Yeah, they have, and he's had the first 2 minutes of this round anyway. And just a point I wanted to make on the feet, to keep, I mean, most of the times Collins is on the inside, his lead foot is on the inside of Lorente's, which when he attacks allows Lorente then to counter, because he's in a good position to do it. And like we're just seeing now,
he's got his jab going as well, Cristobal Lorente. Look at that distance, and Nathaniel Collins on the end of it. He's got to shake himself up here, Collins.
Boxing well here, Lorente, he really is. Whether Collins is flat or not, I don't think that's almost irrelevant. He's boxing really well. Got a lovely rhythm to his work.
Look at the legs, Barry.
And like Cal was saying, about that, having your foot on the outside is not imperative, but it helps. But when you put your foot on the inside, you line yourself up to the backhand of your opponent in the opposite stance.
And Lorente's got a good long one, and he likes to throw it.
He might have a good long one, but he has a really good right hand as well.
And we know that although Nathaniel Collins has won British and Commonwealth titles, this is a former European champion. That's upper level. Collins comes back at him, end of the round, but too little, too late. It's another one for Lorente. Friday night in Scotland, we're hot-footing it to Merseyside. Straight after this, for the big Matchroom show, Ben Whittaker headlining in Liverpool. Will he continue his red-hot form, plot his path to a world title shot in a very dangerous division? Part of your DAZN subscription. Don't miss Meatball Molly. Adore Meatball Molly. Isn't she great?
I love Meatball. Absolutely love her. And her, my missus, my wife, I get shouted for calling her missus. My wife, Christine, have a great relationship too. Molly's a great girl.
Yeah, she's fabulous, and she'll be decked out in her Everton blue, much to the delight of Tony Bellew. That's Cristobal Lorente from Barcelona. That huge footballing city, well, showing that there's a boxer or two. He's really in a flow. He's got momentum. I've got him in front. Four to go. How are the judges seeing it? It's got to be tight. There's a knockdown, remember, in the 6th round in Collins' favour. Lorente finished that round well. He's a couple up on your unofficial bill. I've got him in a lead. The body shots there. Barry, you too?
Yeah, I got Lorente in a lead now as well. Yeah, I think one more than Carl maybe, definitely. I think I give Lorente that first round, which was really a non-entity. That's the truth of it. So I think 10-10 is probably right for Cal, because nobody really did enough.
I'm still concerned about that 9-9 round. I give if I've actually done it right, because I have no idea. But you get the point I'm making. There was a 10-8, and then there was I think that Lorente done enough to win the
He
rest.
negated that knockdown by doing better work throughout the round, It's better for Collins. Good reaction there. He took a shot, but fired that and left it to go through the middle. I mean, I think for me, for the fear of Collins making mistakes, he stopped doing what he did so well.
And he's looking to hold on too. I mean, he looks a little bit flat, doesn't he?
But if you're not doing what you're good at, everything's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
You're thinking more, you're more tense.
Just that example there, Barry, we've seen he walked forward with his hands high. That's not Nathaniel Collins. He doesn't do that.
It'll be very interesting to talk to Nathaniel afterwards about this weight making, whether he felt strong at featherweight, whether something was a little wrong. But also, you've got to look at the statistics, and that Lorente has beaten Mauro Forte for the European title. Francesco Grandelli drew with Ruben Gill. This is good form. He's still unbeaten.
Yeah, you can't discredit Lorente, can you? He's doing good work here.
He looks much fresher in the fight here at this stage as well.
And he did last time at the stage.
He did. But it's been obviously a lot lesser of a pace. But I'm just, you know, the stuff that I said about Collins, he actually looked better on the scales than I've seen him recently. But there looks to be, and not to take anything away from Lorente's performance, but Collins looks to be extremely flat.
Good work from Lorente. More blood to the nose. Lovely uppercut on the inside. Not known as a huge puncher, Lorente. Collins comes back with one, but again, these combinations are getting through.
It was a good left hand. There was a left hook from Collins, first of all, and Lorente just responded.
I think he's in a spot of bother here, Nathaniel Collins. 30 seconds to go in the 9th round. He looks despondent. His punches lacking snap. And Cristobal Lorente has come here with a real purpose. I think he feels like he's been overlooked again.
I think so. And I think Collins looks like he's a little bit tired, a little bit hurt. To me, he looks like he's feeling sorry for himself as well. He needs to get out of that.
Crowd trying to rally Nathaniel Collins. He might need them. He might need another corner talk, but credit Cristobal Lorente, who wants this badly, and he's winning it.
You couldn't get close when you were keeping it long, okay? You got closer. Start getting hit with shots, but you're going to punch, roll under the attack, hold your shape, then step into him, okay? Bring your shots to the centre. Don't just flail, okay? Bring your shots up and middle there, up then round, okay? Catching shots, of course. You need to just get close and start getting busy.
Fascinating fight again. Final eliminator for Bruce Carrington's WBC featherweight crown. Cristobal Lorente getting better and better as the rounds tick on, and the difference to the first fight was we felt that Nathaniel Collins was in a real lead by this point, and now we don't.
No, I don't. I have Lorente a few rounds ahead at this stage. And look at the pressure of the two as well.
Worrying moments for Team Collins. Could he be staring at the first defeat of his career? He was so confident that he'd go back and do it much easier this time around. It's not been like that. It was tense, wasn't it, Barry, first 3 or 4 rounds?
Tactics are brilliant, and changing tactics a little bit is fantastic to get it right. But you've got to do what you do best and then work around that. And I think for Collins, he's lost that rhythm in his work, but Lorente hasn't lost the rhythm in his work. So we can't discredit what he's doing. He's boxing his pace, he's been a busier fighter, he's flowing. The last 2 rounds, he's flowing tremendously well. And Collins is trying to force the fight out of himself here at the minute.
He's travelled before. He's shown that's no problem at all. He's just got on with his way, and he's got dreams at the age of 30 of getting that WBC title shot. It'll be a huge win for Team Kirky if they can take this victory Cut to the bridge of the nose for Lorente. But he won't stop hustling.
Needs to do that more, needs to commit more. In terms of our scorecards anyway, we have him behind here, so there's not many rounds left. Needs to start winning a few.
Carl, do you think it is that commitment, that sort of letting the punches go now?
Yeah, he just seems a little bit not as eager as he normally is to pull the trigger. And maybe that's down to what happened in the last fight. Maybe it's a tactic from the team in the corner, I'm not sure, but he needs to start being a little bit more aggressive.
But it's hard to change the pattern, the rhythm of your work, isn't it, mid-fight. But like, throwing 3s and 4s, and like he does it like he's done in the last fight, in another fight, body head as you're throwing it. They're very hard to read, and they'll give you a movement then to spin around the target.
Another couple from Lorente, they finishing the rounds with real energy as well. Collins needs to let those hands go. He's got the punches from that southpaw style. He's shown that throughout his career. The quality we've seen.
Lorente's not afraid to miss. That's the difference.
Yeah.
He just throws.
Yeah. And you might be there.
Yeah, moving well, gliding around the ring, utilising his experience over 12 rounds. Cristobal Lorente, they've got to be happy in that red corner.
La pelea está ganada, ¿vale? Así que a asegurar y a trabajar por la izquierda por delante. Tonterías las justas, ¿vale? Sí. Dos asaltos. A pasarlo no, a ganarlo boxeando, ¿vale? A seguir boxeando y ganando. No quiero que te salgas del trabajo. Atento porque le quedan 2, ¿vale? Y va a ir a tope. Tiene que seguir anularlo. Solo puede ganar antes del límite. ¿Vale? Anúlalo. No se lo permita. Sé inteligente. Dos asaltos boxeando lo tenemos.
Well, they're saying be intelligent. You're about 4 rounds up. Cristobal Lorente, 2 to go. We don't know that. That's unofficial. That's the feeling at ringside. I've just caught eyes with some of the Queensbury front row, and they're looking worried. Nathaniel Collins has really got to do something big in these rounds. Remember, he did get the knockdown in the 6th. It is a 10-point must system, so it could have been 10-9 on your card, Carl. But the key to this is that the rounds that Lorente has won, the last 4.
Yeah, Lorente's carried the momentum now in the fight, and for me anyway, he's won the last 4 rounds. But I think that the way that round happened, and it was explained to me by Barry, off air there a little bit, and it's a 10-9, I think, is how I scored the round. I mean, the judges may have given a 10-8, who knows, but for me it was a 10-9.
But even with the 10-8 round, if that's where the judge is going, then you've got to favour Lorente in the way he's come on again, second half of the fight. You feel he's like almost a 15-round fighter.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit old school, yeah. And even his style, there's nothing flash about him. It's it's workmanlike, and he just keeps going and playing on. Doesn't even try to punch hard, just punches long, throws plenty as well. His distance is okay too. He can step back and try to counter.
But his willingness just to throw, just to stop he just stops you from working, doesn't he? I would say that nothing's happened here in this round so far. And Collins at the start of the round landed with a lovely body shot.
Whoever gets the nod on the cards this time around, they win that final eliminator for the WBC title. But it's a big step up, isn't it, to Shushu Carrington?
Oh, it's a massive step up. Shushu Carrington is a top quality fighter, and someone that I've admired from a distance for quite a while. Really good fighter. So whoever comes out on top of this fight will need to step it up another level to have any chance of beating him.
Shushu Carrington has taken a bit of a style from almost every generation. And he's absolutely brilliant to watch. He really is.
Good work from Lorente again. 45 left in the 11th round. It's been a bit more nip and tuck, and here he comes, the Spaniard. It's that old trick, Barry, of catching the eye of the judges.
He's going to nick the round.
I think, yeah, Collins is having some success, and like you said at the start, but Lorente just does enough, lands another couple of shots.
The fact that he's just throwing anyway, even when he's not landing, it just gives the impression he's the busier guy here.
8 knockouts on the Collins record. Does he need a 9th now? Only 8 on Lorente's, but that's not his style. He's been moving all night. I mean, he's in and out. Look at that jab. This is real confidence from Cristobal Lorente. It's an excellent performance away from home, and he's a round away surely for getting it this time. In 8 days' time, we're in Paris, April 25th. Lawrence Okoli, Tony Yoka. Really good heavyweight fight that is on DAZN. Almost, Carl, it's like week after week. We've had Wilder and Chisora. We know we've got Fabio Wardley and Khan. We saw Moses. We've got the Hrgovic-Allen fight. It's an incredible season.
We're being spoiled at the minute, and particularly the heavyweights. And what I like is they're all fighting each other. Lawrence Okoli going to Paris with no belt on the line to fight Tony Yoka. What a fight that is.
You coming on the Eurostar?
I've no idea. I was hoping to fly. We can't get a Eurostar from Belfast.
Swim? A nice weekend in Paris.
Darn can swim.
A nice weekend in the capital of France. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have a good party in Barcelona, aren't they? The Spanish team, if Cristobal Lorente just boxes his way home here and does get the 3 judges' decision. Victor Lachlan just in front of us. Be fascinating to see how they've got it.
Yeah, it will be. I know Victor, he's only a few feet away from us, but we know he'll not be influenced by anything here. That was a good shot there, yeah. Lorente's leg stiffened a little bit and he's holding on.
Has landed good shots tonight at times, but very sporadically, Nathaniel Collins. It's not been that
consistency.
Yeah, and the altogether boxing display that he wanted, that he dreamt up before. Cristobal Lorente has made it difficult and awkward, and he's shown the energy and the fleet of foot too.
Sometimes, some fights, you just get it wrong. And then you try and think it's about the whole, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think Collins has got it wrong tonight tactically, and I think Lorente's got it right. He just does what he always does. He just stuck through that. There's a lesson there for Collins. Stick to what you do well.
Yep, huge respect between the pair, surely, sharing 24 rounds of action inside the squared circle, 6 months apart.
These some good shots here, Collins, in this round.
Yep, he's coming on, Collins, but has he left it too late? And a knockdown here. Can he find another one? He had it in the 6th round, but Lorente just seems organised and busy to me.
But the fact that, and Carl's mentioned a lot tonight, Collins takes that step in the inside, he's allowing Lorente to spin around him as well. He's giving him an exit.
It's a good finish this from Nathaniel Collins.
It is, but why did it not happen a round or 2 ago? You know what I mean? It's like they must have been concerned in the corner that he wasn't going to win this fight. And for me, even if he wins this round, it's not enough to win the fight.
A lot of people on their feet now trying to pour him in. 45 seconds left. This is normally Lorente's time to shoe shine and catch the judge's eye. But Nathaniel Collins has had a good 12th round, and we don't know how the judges are seeing it. Last 30. Cristobal Lorente, for me, has won this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's having to dig in a little bit here. He's moving. He feels like he's in front. You can tell by how he's fighting. And I feel like Collins thinks that he's behind in terms of how he's fighting. But for me, Lorente, a great performance from him.
10 seconds to go. These two have done it again. It will go to the cards. Nathaniel Collins, Cristobal Lorente. Lorente has held aloft the Spanish team. Cheer. And I believe they've got it. They deserve it this time. It was a really good performance from Lorente, and Nathaniel Collins had his moments, had the knockdown, but there was something flat about him tonight. The corner picked up on it, and I think that mixture, Barry, the fusion between a flat Collins and a fired-up Lorente was the difference.
See, like I said at the beginning of the fight, sometimes rematches don't live up to the first fight because you think more, because you know you made more mistakes in that first fight to make it such a big fight, so you try and think more and be a little more clever. But that can also slow you down your work and make you a little overcautious. I think Collins was that at the beginning, then to change the pace of a fight is difficult. And for me, Lorente just did what he did well, and Collins didn't really box to his natural skill set. Tried to not make mistakes, but I think for me, that cost him the fight. And Lorente, I thought, was just as good as he was in the last fight. He just did what he did well, and he did enough. And for me, and for you two guys as well, we think he's done enough to win the fight.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, well, look, let's just wait and see what happens, but I think everyone ringside thought Lorente done enough.
Not long to go till this one, potentially the heavyweight knockout ratio each is unreal, and it's coming to you only on DAZN, May the 9th in Manchester. As we wait for the cars, Nathaniel Collins looks happy in the team. Who knows how the judges have got it? They had it one apiece and a draw on the third last time, so it ended up all square. Both of them kept their unbeaten records. Will one go tonight? The feeling around ringside very much is that Lorente's won it. By what margins, we don't know, but it's not up to us. It's down to the three judges. We are in Scotland. It's another away fixture for Cristobal Lorente. I think he's done enough. Let's find out. Thomas Treiber has the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and we have a split decision.
Here we go again.
Judge Giovanni Poggi scores it 116 to 111 in favor of Nathaniel Collins.
By 5, the Italian, wow.
Judge Barry Lindenman scores it 115 to 112 in favor of Cristobal Lorente.
What a wide variety.
And Judge Victor Laughlin scores it 115 to 112 for your winner of the WBC Final Eliminator and new WBC Silver Featherweight Champion, Cristobal Lorente.
So by 5 to Collins, and by 3 and by 3 to the right winner. Cristobal Lorente and his Spanish friends celebrate. Nathaniel Collins is beaten for the first time. I have no idea about that card in Collins' favour. Maybe by 1 or 2 you could have given it to him, but by 5, Carl, you looked at me, your eyes were proper.
And it was the European judge as well. I mean, the two British judges gave it to Lorente. I actually scored at 116, 113 as well, so by 3 rounds. And I feel for Nathaniel Collins. He's a good guy and a really good fighter who had a bad night tonight against someone who boxed really, really sensibly and well, but there's absolutely no way in hell that he won that fight by 5 rounds.
To come away from home twice, the first fight was a draw. I thought he was a tad lucky, Lorente. This time he got it right. He did exactly the same thing though. He really did.